Chapter 1. The First Drop of Blood. The city smelled like decay. The damp, humid air clung to Alistair Finch's skin, soaking into his dark trench coat as he walked through the rain-soaked streets. Each step echoed in the silence, a hollow rhythm that matched the emptiness inside him. The neon lights flickered above, casting sickly hues over the crumbling buildings. But it was the smell that haunted him the most. Rot. Death. Something always stank here, but tonight it felt different. He took a deep drag from the cigarette between his fingers, the smoke swirling in the damp air before it was swallowed by the night. The world was quieter than usual, and Finch couldn't shake the feeling that something was coming, something darker than the usual undercurrent of crime that ran through the city's veins. A sharp ring of his phone shattered the stillness, pulling him out of his thoughts. He cursed under his breath and pulled it from his pocket. The screen flashed with the name of the precinct, Franklin Graves. "What is it, Graves?" Finch asked, his voice hoarse from too many sleepless nights. "There's been another one," the police chief's voice crackled through the phone. "You need to see this for yourself." Finch's stomach twisted. He'd been expecting this call. He'd been waiting for it. The murders had started weeks ago, the bodies piling up, each one more disturbing than the last, as if the killer was playing a game, a dark, twisted game that Finch had been dragged into whether he wanted it or not. "I'm on my way," he said, and hung up before Graves could say another word. The rain picked up as Finch hurried to his car, his boots slapping against the wet pavement. His mind was already racing, sifting through the details. The first victim had been a high-profile city councilman, his death suspicious and marked with strange circumstances. The second had been a gang leader, his body found in an eerie display. And now there was a third. The city had no shortage of enemies, and it was no surprise that someone might want to clean house. But these deaths weren't random. There was something deliberate about them, something personal. Scene. The crime scene. Finch stood under the flickering lights of the crime scene, his breath visible in the cold night air as he surveyed the chaos around him. Police tape cordoned off the alleyway, but it wasn't the scene of the death that stopped him dead in his tracks. It was the body. A man, dressed in a formal suit, lay sprawled on the cracked concrete. His eyes were wide open, staring as though he had witnessed something terrible. His hands were bound behind his back, and his feet were shackled to the ground. But it wasn't just the restraints that disturbed Finch. The body had been carefully arranged. The victim's arms were stretched out, as though he were being offered to something unseen. "This is no ordinary killer," Finch murmured, taking a step closer. "Alistair," a voice broke through his thoughts. He turned to see Vera Crow, the investigative reporter who had been digging into the case for weeks. She stood at the edge of the scene, her gaze fixed on the body, but there was no surprise in her eyes. She was no stranger to the city's dark secrets. "Did you find anything about the victim?" Finch asked, though he wasn't sure why. The man was dead, and there wouldn't be much more to uncover here. Vera took a moment before answering, her voice quiet. "His name was Richard Vance, a businessman with a lot of power in this city. He's been involved in some shady deals, but nothing that would warrant this." Finch glanced down at the body again. "This isn't about Vance alone. Whoever's doing this is sending a message." Vera nodded slowly, her expression unreadable. But to who? And why? Finch didn't have an answer for that. Instead, he stood there, letting the silence settle around them. The storm was coming, and with it, a puzzle that would cost him more than just his time. He could feel it in his bones. This wasn't going to be a simple case, and with every step he took toward the truth, he would be forced to confront the darkness that had been hiding just out of sight for too long. The mystery deepens. As Finch was about to turn away, his phone rang again. It was Graves, and the chief's voice was tight with urgency. "Finch, this isn't just about one man anymore. We're starting to connect patterns. I want you to keep your head down and stay focused. The killer's not done yet." Finch didn't respond immediately. His mind was already swirling, piecing together the unsettling clues. A twisted game, indeed, and the city's past might be the key to unraveling the killer's motivations. End of chapter 1.